Welcome, everybody, to Donny Ariel, the People's Champion. We are returning to the show, and we're going to rebrand as a serious chess show because I know what you guys really like is chess and improvement and not all the gossip. So we are going to jump into this game that I played against a young player named Vincent Yu in the amateur team championship from 2025. He was rated about 1900 then. He's a strong expert now and no doubt has an extremely bright future. I think he was about 12 years old. And I picked this game because a lot of you say you find it very difficult playing against kids. And they do have a lot of strengths, but they also have a lot of weaknesses. And so I think it will be helpful to see how I approach this game. Okay, let's go back to the start here. All right, e4, c5, knight f3, knight c6. Now, I don't typically play an open Sicilian, but even if you do, it's scary to go into something where the kid might be booked up. If you bore them to death, that's a lot more dangerous, I think. So I played this, castles. Honestly, I should have just taken that knight. What do I need it for? But okay, the computer doesn't mind. So we played these moves. Okay, nothing much is happening so far. Basically, I'm trying to get a position out of the opening without a lot of risk where I can win the game purely on technique. And let's see, here's our first interesting moment. I actually, in this position, I had intended to play bishop g3. But the problem is if I do that, then f5 is annoying, right? It's going to trap me. So I was like, okay, I'll play back to d2. And now it's still equal, but I felt pretty good because things are calm. My king's not in danger, right? The kid's not going to checkmate me. And soon I got a very nice position. Okay, took it. Oh, so the computer hates queen d6. It really likes e5, which I guess is the only move. Let's take a look at it. e5, I can take it, I take it. And I guess the first question is, can I take this pawn? It gives queen f6. And what's the point of all this? So the knight's attacked. What if it goes back? Bishop g4. Down a pawn, but it seems like you do have some compensation. I think this would be a little bit scary in an actual game. And I guess we have to compare it always to what happens in the game. So in this position, I'm winning that e-pawn. And there's not much he can do about it. Okay, so now if you looked at the computer variation, it says +3 for white. And I knew that it would give a very big evaluation for me because I'm up a pawn. In some sense, I have more freedom. As the game went, I had some kind of attack, maybe on the king, some tricks. He played g6 in a minute. But, in a practical game, it's not really clear because I want to win this game without taking a lot of risks, right? I'm playing a kid. I outrate him by quite a bit. And if things get very complicated, anything can happen. So how do I win this game, right? How do I make progress here? So far, I don't want to do much. Okay, b4, still likes it. Now I saw that I have this move, right? Now I'm threatening to play knight takes g6, takes, rook over. Let's say, I don't know, let's say he plays some totally random move. It gives mate in 5. Jack, bishop in the way, jack, king here, jack, checkmate, right? Now, unfortunately, in this position, it's obvious what the threat is. So obviously he didn't fall for that. And he thought for a while, oh, I guess most of the thing is, can he play f5, right? And then that's actually mate in 2. Checkmate. But okay, in this position, he just went back, right? And I played queen c5, and I took his queen. Now, the computer hates taking it. Basically, it's just says that the ending is not that great for white. It's a little better for white, but my b4 pawn is not that safe. His bishop's attacking it. It's not easy to win these positions. If you look at what the computer says to do, it basically says don't do anything. Like, I mean, okay, we're seeing some progress is being made, but basically we're just moving around. And I think the bottom line is that this pawn is not really in much danger in the middle game. It's easily protected. It can't be attacked by anything other than this black bishop. But once we get to the end game, it's attacked by the black bishop and something has to stay on it all the time. But of course, it's a very natural move to play, right? Because I feel every move I have to watch out for these tricks, right? Is he going to somehow take on e6 and then open the deck? So I would like to play the end game. Okay, but I have a small advantage. My knight's coming around. Now, he took on b4. I actually think I saw this move, believe it or not, before it happened. I know it's hard to believe, but you have to understand that my mentality is basically I'm trying not to hang anything. And I feel like if I don't hang anything, I'm probably going to win. So I played knight g2, bishop b4. Now he slammed this move out, but I actually thought that this made my life a lot easier because I thought the ensuing position is very easy to win. And the computer agrees. The computer says bishop d6 and just basically hold the position. It gives plus 0.5. Okay, maybe I'm a favorite and he doesn't have much counterplay, but anything can happen. The problem is, okay, so here's his trick, is that he's taking here, right? Because if I take the rook, he takes my rook, and it's check on the back rank, and I'm going to lose the knight too. And I guess it'll be checkmate, actually. Why don't we show that variation? Takes, check. Yikes. But in this position, all of a sudden, now I got a really safe position up a pawn. And where's the counterplay? Now it says 1.2. I thought this was going to be a piece of cake. Okay, now I made a horrible, oh my God, horrible. Okay. When you have a position like this, there's a principle in the endgame, do not hurry. But I think we can even take it to a further step and say, you don't need to do anything. Okay. The game, if you were to read a book on chess strategy, it would be talking in this position about your plan and how you're going to go about winning the game. And that's great. And if you're against Magnus Carlsen, you will absolutely need to do that. But or some other strong player, you're going to need to have a plan and take it all the way. That is not how actual games of chess are decided at the club level or even expert or weak master. Basically, you're going to have the guy under pressure until he blunders a piece, and that's how you're going to win. So the most important thing is don't do anything super committal unless you're sure. And I played this move. It was actually a terrible blunder. And what I thought that in this position that he couldn't take on d5, and he believed me. If he takes with the bishop, then that seems pretty clear because now I have this pin and I can attack it again. But what if he takes with the rook? Okay, I was counting on a trick here, and the trick is, what is the trick? Okay, so the trick is if rook d5, then if bishop d5, then knight f6. And I thought he can't play rook d6 because I have check, king g7, and fork. And he can't play rook d8 because I go here. What if he plays rook b7? I didn't see this move, right? Now it's equal. Man, and if he went for this, how am I going to win the game? It's basically the game would be a draw. There's just nothing left. And this was just a very committal move that I just didn't need to make. Do nothing. Let the game. It's horrible, right? You can't barely move anything. You can't take on d5 because of the pin. Okay, really bad. But he didn't take it, and I'm able to do some stuff here. Okay. Now, now the thing is, obviously I'm the one trying to win, but my king is in a bit, it's not super comfortable. It's not so much that I'm getting checkmated, but that he can always make some checks to complicate things. In this position, it likes the move, the computer likes the move rook a4 because the bishop doesn't have a lot of squares. It's really hard to argue. I guess it also restricts this rook. What's the plan? King to d4, trying to maybe make inroads with my king. Okay, it makes sense, but I actually thought that my move contained a big threat. And that's what I did as I played rook d1. And I thought this is a decisive threat, actually, which maybe that's taken too far, but I am winning. And if he takes it, now I thought, wow, how am I not going to win this position? My king's very active. I have the extra pawn. It doesn't seem like he has any counterplay. h4. I don't know if I need to play h4. This actually may be a pretty big mistake. The computer doesn't hate it. It goes from 2.1 to, it's that it becomes a target that's closer to his king, and it's a lot easier for his king to run to h4 than to h2. So h4, bishop h3, but I'm still winning very comfortably. I didn't really there. I thought this is going to be easy, right? But chess is never easy. Okay, and in this position, I could do anything. The computer likes rook b6, followed by knight e5, but I played knight e5 right now. Okay, now this is a huge blunder. Maybe you want to, because now he plays this. Wow, now how do I protect that? Okay, I had to protect it, but now, wow, now this is not so clear. What do I do, right? He's attacking f4, and now if he plays king g4, it says equal. Now, what exactly should I do here? Do I go here? It says bishop f5. And listen, is it still complicated? Sure. But what you have to understand is, if you get this position, things have gone totally off the rails, right? Because now black has enormous counterplay. In some crazy situation, you could even somehow manage to lose this game. This is very bad technique. But I got lucky. He didn't quite go for it. In this position, he went back. Okay, and now I got him because what's he going to do here? If he plays king g4, I have knight e5 check. If he goes king e6, I have knight c5 check. And if he takes it, then I can fork him. So in the game, he played king f6 in this position. But now he just doesn't have counterplay against my h-pawn, so it's pretty easy for me to win. And we moved around a bit. It looks like he has counterplay for a second, but you have to remember that he's really just caused a distraction because he's not going to checkmate me, and he still has to deal with my d-pawn, right, once the checks run out. So in this position, I believe I played king f3, and it's actually a sort of zugzwang. He can't move his king, he can't move his rook or all queen, and his bishop has to stay on the attack of this pawn, because if he plays something like bishop f1, then I can play knight b7. And that was all she wrote. And thank you very much to Alyssa Melikina and Alexandra Turin of the New York Corporate Chess League. You can see I was wearing their hat throughout this video. They invited me to an amazing Blitz tournament that inspired me to return to making videos. And that Blitz tournament was generously sponsored by Sandline eDiscovery and Kirkland & Ellis.